beginning at 11 o'clock, alongside hundreds of dignitaries and foreign heads of state, many religious leaders.
Greetings family, greetings and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is your girlfriend Culture here. So as you are able to see, you might wonder where I am. Today it's an exhibition day and a burial day to Queen Elizabeth of England, as you all know. So I am here and I'm going to show you everything that is going to happen here in Zambia at the Lusaka National Museum. There is an exhibition and also a burial that will be streamed live, and there will be some good talks that will talk about the history of the Queen, the time she visited Zambia and all that. So this is your girlfriend Culture. If you are new on my channel, please consider subscribing, like, share and leave a comment with me, and I will surely get back to you. So this is your girl. I'm going to run you through everything that is going to happen. We are at the Lusaka National Museum at the exhibition of Queen Elizabeth, as you are able to see just behind me, as it is also a burial day. So let's get into this and let's go. Day is 8. Hi, how are you? Good, thanks. How are you? I'm okay. I would love to know how you feel about today's date.
Yes, good morning from Wellington.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Start now, of course, the King's Guard will be second to the throne of Charles III. It looks quiet here at the moment, but inside, below in that building, thousands of personnel from the armed forces are rehearsing, going through with
that Zambia has had with the United Kingdom through different programs, through the visits, and through the international government assistance, the awards and the honors that have been bestowed, and the continued relationship that is there between Zambia and the United Kingdom. And we're saying that through this exhibition, we want to cement that relationship as members of the Commonwealth. So we move to the other side. High Commissioner, we move the other side. The friendship, this picture, it shows the friendship that has existed. The leader of Zambia and the leader of the United Kingdom. So it just shows the both and you see that there's this friendship that existed because we have to share history. We move to the other one, High Commissioner. Here we just we start the story by showing Elizabeth as a child with her parents. Elizabeth as she's growing up. Elizabeth at the time that she gets married. So she is just Princess Elizabeth. At the castle of her father, she assumes now as Queen Elizabeth. But she's not coronated until 1953. So what is showing here is just that moment when it happened, when she was coronated in 1953, and the preparations that goes with that. Here now, we are showing her as Queen Elizabeth with her family, her children, her grandchildren. And we move to the other one, continuing relationship in Zambia. She actually visited Zambia in 1979, and this is the welcome that she received at the time that she came to Zambia. At the airport there with the stars that Prince Philip and of course with Prince Charles. They are welcomed at the airport. You see the kaunda there, welcoming her, and there was he's presenting her to the officials, and here Cindy still ushering her out. So we're showing that there's this friendship because she actually came to Zambia. Other than that, they attend church service at the Cathedral of the Holy Cross. This is what we just shows this brotherhood that has existed. Here we show the state, the visitors here. They have the state government in her honor right here in Lusaka, and here that is the State House. Because this is reciprocated. When Dr. Kenneth goes to the United Kingdom, he also receives the same kind of reception. Of course, we continue with the Queen when she's here. Here, she's touring different projects. Here, right here in Lusaka. Lusaka, right at the civic center here. And this is what we try to show. We move on to the other side. This is
and the tribute from Joe Biden yesterday.
That will be followed by the representative from the embassy, American embassy, the representative from the Sudan. Last but not the least, we have a representative from the Polish. Just in case, and take your seats. Thank you. As we start our program. Okay, at this point in time, we are going to have a word of prayer as we continue with our programming. I'll call upon David Kuchaya to come and offer a prayer as we start our program.
Shall we pray? Blessed Elohim,
Queen Elizabeth II, the longest serving monarch, who died on 8 September 2022 at Balmoral at the age of 16 after reigning for 70 years. So at this point in time, before we continue, I'll ask all of us to stand and pause for a moment of silence in honor of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Thank you very much. We may take our seats. Museum as the Director of Programs. Without wasting much time, allow me to welcome you all to the Lusaka National Museum. As we start our programming, I'll call upon our Director, the host, Dr. Bevian Sanguluve, to come and give our welcoming remarks. Dr. Zambia.
Guest of honor, the British High Commissioner to Zambia, His Excellency Nicholas Woolley, members of the diplomatic corps present, the chairman of the ad hoc committee, the freedom fighters present, the MOTH members who participated in the First and Second World War, heads of departments, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's my rare honor and privilege to welcome you to the launch of this photo exhibition celebrating the life of Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II today at Lusaka National Museum. Zambia has a long-standing relationship with the United Kingdom, which can be tracked back to the pre-independence. This relationship culminated in several interactions by the Zambian government with the British government and the loyal team. The first Republican president, Dr. Kenneth kaunda, enjoyed good relationship with the Queen herself, where sometimes they would actually address each other by first name as they interacted. Ladies and gentlemen, as you may all know, Zambia being a member and showcase our involvement in Commonwealth states in the case of Zambia as a member. Ladies and gentlemen, as museums, it's our role and mandate to preserve our history and cultural heritage. Therefore, our history as a nation cannot be complete without the mention of Her Majesty the Queen. What we are Divalia to come and also render his speech. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Masters of Ceremony, Chairman Wina, our guest of honor, the High Commissioner of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, Mr. Woolley. May I simply say because you can see the actual function is happening there, so my speech will be very, very short. Somebody pointed out that the school was built during the coronation period of Queen Elizabeth II. Yes, I was fortunate to have, that's my father, Dr. Diwalia, who was the president of the Indian National Congress for 20 to 25 years, and they collected some funds and they inaugurated the school in 1953 at the coronation of Her Majesty the Queen. And it was a very, very big thing. And a lot of money was created, and there was the first school in Livingston, which had a primary school that was built there. So the other gentleman that you see, he is the Governor General of Northern Rhodesia, Sir Gilbert Rennie, and his lady, and his wife, Lady Jean Rennie. They were the Governor Generals of Northern Rhodesia before Sir Evelyn Hone. You can see the costume of Sir Evelyn Hone there, very nicely displayed, who was the Governor General of Northern Rhodesia when we became independent. Now, I wouldn't like to, there you can see a little contribution of the Indian community, which followed the Gandhian policy of non-violence towards independence. So the contribution was very, very great. And what happened is that because of the non-violent approach, the independence came very, very smoothly. There were about 10 people who were sent to study in India through that auspices, and eventually they became the vice presidents, ministers, etc. of the first cabinet of Dr. Kaunda. That's all about what I can tell you, because we have other very important speakers coming after me. I've had the opportunity of having a few photographs which I offered to the committee. I have many, many more, but of course we are here to celebrate the life of Queen Elizabeth II, the longest serving monarch probably in the world. So with those few words, I'd like to take my seat and hand myself over to the chairman. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the Diwalia family, for the contribution that you made in the educational system of Zambia. This time around, I call upon the head of...
Please, Your Excellency.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends, good morning. I wish to start by thanking the organisers of today's event for putting together this commemoration of Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II. To the Lusaka National Museum, to the ad hoc commemoration committee led by Mr. Winner, to all of you for the wonderful parade that we saw this morning, for the tree planting, and for gathering here today to witness this historic event. Thank you, all of you, for coming and for sharing this historic moment together. Shortly, as you can see behind me, Her Majesty's state funeral will take place in London. Guests have travelled to the United Kingdom from across the world to join members of the royal family in remembering the Queen's life and service. Honourable Mulambo Haembe, the acting Foreign Minister, is representing Zambia there today. I spoke with him over the weekend, shortly before his departure for the United Kingdom and on his arrival, and I thanked him for performing this role. A long life dedicated to humble and selfless service of others. During Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II's 70-year reign, the longest in British history, she bore the burdens and splendour of a life devoted to public service. Her Majesty spent 4.5 days lying in state in Westminster Hall. During this time, hundreds of thousands of people queued to file past her coffin, many travelling from beyond the shores of the United Kingdom, with the final mourners leaving just after 7:30 a.m. Zambian time this morning. At its peak, people were waiting for more than 24 hours in this long line that snaked through central London for almost 7 miles. Here in Zambia, I wish to thank the many people who have come to sign the condolence book at the British High Commission and at my residence, and who have reached out with kind words, sympathies, and in some cases, their memories of meeting Her Majesty and other members of the royal family. It has meant an awful lot to me, to the High Commission, to the British community, and to many others here, and I'm very grateful indeed for all of you who have taken the time to reach out for your support. Since Her Majesty's death, I've been reflecting on the role that she played on the international stage, and in particular, her relationship with Zambia and other members of the Commonwealth. During her reign, the Queen visited over 100 countries, including Zambia in 1979. She had always previously visited Livingstone while still a princess in 1947. Her charm, wisdom, and the depth and range of her international experience through countless engagements unquestionably made her the United Kingdom's greatest diplomat. To give just one example of her experience, she met with 13 of the 14 sitting presidents of the United States during her reign. Throughout her life, the Queen was passionate about the Commonwealth, a voluntary association of 56 sovereign nations brought together by our shared values and desire for peaceful cooperation. In a speech to mark her 21st birthday, part of that same 1947 trip to Livingstone, the Queen set out her desire for the Commonwealth to become more free, more prosperous, more happy, and a more powerful influence for good in the world. She strongly believed in the strength that came from Commonwealth nations working together, saying in 2015 that one simple lesson from history is that when people come together to talk, to exchange ideas, and to develop common goals, wonderful things can happen. An example of a wonderful thing came during her aforementioned visit to Zambia in 1979, when the Lusaka Declaration was agreed by Commonwealth heads of government. The declaration demanded legal equality without any distinction or exclusion based on race, colour, sex, descent, national or ethnic origin, and thereby became a key catalyst for creating the modern Commonwealth, an expanding alliance united behind values of democracy, human rights and sovereignty. It was also, as the director of the Lusaka National Museum stated, during this same visit to Zambia, where the Queen built her warm relationship with the late Dr Kenneth kaunda. The bond they had continued for many years, even after Dr Kaunda stepped down from power in 1991 and Zambia embraced multi-party democracy. It was the highest privilege afforded to me as the United Kingdom's High Commissioner to Zambia to have met separately with Her Majesty the Queen and President Kaunda and listened as they both shared with me their warm reflections and memories of each other. One key role Her Majesty took in the Commonwealth was to support and encourage achievement. Each week since 2018, the Queen awarded one volunteer from across the Commonwealth with a Points of Light award in recognition of their outstanding initiatives. In July this year, John Chiti became the 4th Zambian recognised by the Queen for his efforts through his foundation to support people with albinism, joining over 200 awardees from around the world. It demonstrates Zambia's special meaning to the Queen that she was continuing to recognise achievements of Zambian people in the weeks before her passing. I was deeply honoured that President Hichilema was the first person to sign the Book of Condolence. It was a great sign of the respect that he and the people of Zambia had for Her Majesty, as it has been the many who have subsequently signed the book or shared their condolences. 75 years on from the Queen's first visit to these lands, the relationship between Zambia and the United Kingdom may have transformed, but the friendship and connections between our two nations and peoples is as strong as ever. As King Charles III said when he represented the Queen at the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Rwanda earlier this year, these relationships are more important than ever as we rebuild together following the pandemic, fighting climate change, tackling biodiversity loss, and seeing lives destroyed by war and insecurity. King Charles III is the new head of the Commonwealth, and he will continue to espouse its values, represent its member states and citizens, and lead the organisation with the same wisdom and determination as his mother. I know that he will continue to have the same friendship and warm regard for Zambia as our two countries continue to work together in our modern partnership of democracies. God save the King.
Your Excellencies, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time,
about today's event?
Wonderful.
It was wonderful.
Wonderful trip. Yeah, we're British citizens.
Okay.
But, also representing Poland.
Also present in Poland. How are you, ma'am?
I'm Honorary Consul General of Poland.
Thank you so much. And you, sir? Your name? Your names?
Richard Wyszynski, Dr. Marilla.
He's doctor, medical doctor.
He's okay.
So am I.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mother and son.
Oh, wow.
101.
Say about if you're talking about, for example, one hour.
Wanawanga. Yes.
But it doesn't say, isn't it? 1 hour because you if I talk to you. Other one, if I say about Mwana for you, I say Mwana Wako.
Mwana Wako.
So say Mwana
Wako. Amazing. Thank you so much, mother and son. Thank you.
So Dr. Richard came specially from Pennsylvania because he is a professor of medicine, psychiatry in Pennsylvania.
I'm glad to meet you, Doc.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Philadelphia.
Thank you, ma'am. Commissioner is very generous, taking pictures with everybody, a good number of people as he can. Just look at it. Hello beautiful people, hi, we are back again. So today I was at the, like I said, I was at the Lusaka National Exhibition of Queen Elizabeth, for it was even her burial day today. So we've come to an end of this event here, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for always coming back to my channel. Thank you so much for taking time to watch this here. If you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing, like, share, and leave a comment for me, and I will surely respond back. This is your girl. Please share to everybody. Yeah, it's good to share, you know. They say share is caring, so please do that for me. Thank you so much, and I will catch you in my next video. This is your girl. Ciao.